All right. I'm truly, truly delighted to introduce Dr. S. Manivannan, he's here, as our premier speaker for this day's events. Dr. Manivannan is the MD of Kaveri Group of Hospitals and he's the CEO of Medical. Now, I'm sure many of you here are not any strangers to Medical. This event, Medical, is India's largest medical equipment expo. If you have not participated in Medical, please take out your calendars today and mark the last week of July 2019, and don't take my word for it. Please do come and visit, because come last week of July 2019, all roads lead to CTC Nandana. Now, Dr. Manivannan is a serial... Yeah? Did you hear that? Hello? Yeah. Dr. Manivannan is a serial entrepreneur. You heard that right. He's a medical man, but he's a serial entrepreneur. And there is not an important industry that he's not invested in or interested in. The list is truly long and exhaustive. Events, hospitals, software development, medical equipment, storage, real estate, diagnostics, research, you name it, and the list goes on. He's also an NABH assessor. Should you meet Dr. Manivannan in a hospital, he's bound to put you to sleep. Okay? Yeah, because I didn't tell you that he's an anesthetist by learning. But should you meet him outside the hospital, he's going to keep you awake, because he's so brimming with ideas. Every time you see him, he has something new to talk about. He is an avid reader, and his quest for learning can put 20-somethings to shame. We have seen this. How do we know so much about him is because Digiterati and Biovedas have been working very closely with Dr. Manivannan and medical team for the last 7 years. On many an occasion, Dr. Manivannan has said that C.A. Ravi Kumar Parthasarathy is his mentor. And this is the reason why Biovedas is the strategic advisors and knowledge partner to Medical. So genial, always smiling, I request all of you to put your hands together to welcome Dr. Manivannan to give us the welcome address.
Everyone, I hope I'm audible. Thanks for a very nice introduction. This is something very totally new to me. I've never addressed, to be frank, a few years back I addressed a bunch of engineers in a seminar on 5 years practices, but I have never addressed anyone of engineering college owners and administrators. It's something very new to me. So basically, I'm an anesthetist by profession and born and brought up in Trichy. Did my graduation in Madras and then Pune, and then went back to Trichy to build our hospital. And then after a few years, I started the exhibition. Then after a few years, I invested in a few companies, and now I invested in a software company who develops software for hospitals primarily. So that's what my this thing is. So to begin with, I will like to say, I'll keep it as brief as possible, because I want to just, I don't know how to relate healthcare industry to engineering industry, but I will tell about experience in healthcare industry. Probably few learning points could be there. So basically, after my graduation, I went back to Trichy, and I was supposed to go to UK for further training and employment. My brother was already there, he was a doctor, but my parents were feeling lonely, so I have to come back to Trichy. So when I came back to Trichy, a few of my friends and my cousins, they were planning to start a hospital in Trichy. My brother is a doctor, my cousin is a doctor, wife is a doctor. And along with my few of our friends, we started a hospital in 1999 with 30 beds. It was primarily to cater to our family, as well as primarily we wanted to build a 100-bedded hospital, which will cater to population of Trichy. But somehow we were able to provide some best treatment for critical areas like ICU and accident emergency. So our popularity grew very fast. Within 2 years, we are 220 bedded hospital. And 10 years later, we acquired a big hospital in Trichy itself. And so that's where we got a private equity investment, venture capitalists invested in us. And then with us in the investment, we came to Chennai. And Chennai was it was a big change because when we were not visible in Trichy. 10 years we were in Trichy, but no one bothered about us. But suddenly when we came to Chennai, in the heart of Chennai, in Alvarpet, we were visible to everyone. And especially the recent admission of VIP patient, we are known throughout the state now, actually. Then after that, we started a hospital in Karaikudi and started one in Hosur. This year we started one in Salem. And next 2-3 years, we plan to add another 4 hospitals. Today, we started with 30 beds in one city. Today, we have 1,200 beds, 5 cities and 7 hospitals. We plan to make it a 2,500 bed hospital group with a 1,000 crore turnover in the next 3 years. That's our idea. So that's our story of Kaveri, actually, a brief story of Kaveri. And we all did this because we were not trained to manage hospitals. We were trained to treat patients, actually. As Madam was telling, I was trained to put people into sleep. I am basically give anesthesia for surgery, actually. Okay, I will not put you to sleep, definitely not, because my talk is going to be brief and the start of the lecture. So we were trained to treat patients, but we are not trained to manage hospitals. That's very sad. In the entire 5.5 years and after that 3 years of post-graduation, not even a single lecture on how to manage hospitals. Imagine, that's very sad in our education system. Recently we have read, after 25 years they have redone and modified the medical education. In the last, in India, MCA just now modified the medical education curriculum. India's medical practice has changed a lot in the 25 years dramatically. A lot of things changed in India, but medical colleges were teaching the same thing, actually. Okay. Clinical practice is very important, but more than that, how to manage your patients, employees, investors, colleagues, all those things are very important, but unfortunately, we were not taught about it. So my friends who have gone abroad to do post-graduation, they say very clearly that after their post-graduation degree, during the final year, they were taught how to manage your practice, actually. That's very important. But unfortunately, we started our hospital and then started learning what management is. You will not believe 1999 when we started our hospital, that's how when I saw my first computer, actually. Before that, I haven't used a computer. Even today, many doctors wouldn't have used a computer. For them, the only software they know is WhatsApp, actually. Most of the doctors are like that, actually. So, 1999, I saw my first computer and the first software at that time. I didn't know how to use a computer, how to use a software. That's how our basic skills were. It is very pathetic. And over a period of time, we made a lot of mistakes. Obviously, I mean, without knowing anything, you start a hospital means you make a lot of mistakes. People cheated us, equipment company cheated us. We didn't know how to manage finances, how to manage bank loans. A lot of mistakes. And then over a period of time, and after 5-6 years, we have grown to a reasonably big size. I thought, why not help my fellow colleagues, actually, hospital doctor owners. And if you see that, most of the doctors who graduate out of medical college, either they start a hospital, a small or big hospital, or start a clinic, or work with a big hospital and take up the department role. And they become an entrepreneur. But unfortunately, no education was there. So 5 years later, what I thought is, why not share our experience with fellow doctors, entrepreneurs, actually, doctor entrepreneurs. That's how I started this exhibition called Medicall. Medicall was started with just 80 stalls in 2006 in a Kalyana Mandapam. And then over a period of time, it has grown and recently concluded. The exhibition had around 900 stalls and 15,000 hospital owners visited the show. And now we do 3 shows in a year, Chennai, Delhi, Mumbai and Hyderabad, 3 shows in a year we do. And close to 30,000 hospital owners visit our exhibition every year. They get benefited seeing the latest medical technology. And similarly, right from day one, we had seminars. Seminars, we never talk about how to treat patients. Actually, the seminar topic is everything they fail to teach you at medical college. That is the theme of my seminars in this exhibition. And every year we teach about how to manage a hospital. We call industry experts, we call engineers, we call auditors, lawyers, finance guys, marketing guys, and we teach them. We learn from them, we teach them. And this is how we have grown, Medical has grown actually. That's about my hospital, my exhibition. And over a period of, say, who's an entrepreneur? Entrepreneur is nothing but someone who identifies a problem in the society, which is a big problem. For example, when I went to 1999 in Trichy, the Trichy people were going to Chennai or Coimbatore to do cardiac surgery, cancer surgery. So we identified that as a problem. Then we wanted to, okay. So we identified that as a problem, and then we thought we'll start a hospital so that all the patients will stay in Trichy to get treatment actually. And I identified a problem of the hospital owners not able to buy equipments or not being educated about latest development. I started Medical. And the biggest problem every hospital owner faces or every industry faces is good ERP systems, and we didn't have a good software. I was just trying and testing with so many other softwares. Then I started my own company. So it's just in a infancy stage. Probably we'll see how it comes in over a period of time. So that's about my entrepreneur journey. Sorry about the slides. I prepared the slide just half an hour back actually, when I didn't know what to talk actually. So I told about Kaveri, and what is the DNA of for the success actually. When people think, when some people who know Kaveri, many people gossip that that's a political party is backing and some minister is backing. Sometimes people said the chief minister's hospital. So we were graduating from a MLA's hospital to MP's hospital to a chief minister's hospital. So we were graduating. For first few years we were trying to explain to people, no, it's all our money and all those things. But after that we thought it was a very futile exercise. So we said that, okay, no problem, you keep talking, we'll be keeping on growing actually. The basic DNA is actually, it's a focused, we have a set of promoters, who are primarily most of them doctors. Many people are still practicing, managing hospitals. We are a very focused group. We don't do anything other than healthcare actually, very simple. If you start a hospital for first 2-3 years, we just focus on the hospital. We ensure that every patient walking into a hospital gets treated well, happily they go, and they get value for the money which they do. This focus helped us to establish our name and rapport in the region where we are practicing, where we started the hospital. Imagine we took 10 years to start the second hospital. We took another 4 years to start the third hospital. We took another 2 years to start the fourth hospital, 1 year to start the next hospital. So next year we are going to start 2 hospitals actually. So we focus, once that hospital stabilizes, then we go to the next thing. We expand like that actually. So that focus in the business or any business helps. And you all should understand that this is our primary business. This is not my hobby or nothing actually. Probably my exhibition or other things could be in my passion, but this is my primary business. So if every one of us have got that primary focus, then all the businesses could survive, and we all can overcome the difficulties. The other thing is frugality. Frugality is very important in our life as well as in a profession. So it is very, very cost conscious. We have been always cost conscious because we started the hospital in Trichy. Trichy, all of you know, is a middle class, lower middle class, mainly agricultural based population. People can't afford a high-end treatment or high cost. So what we did is every treatment we fine tuned, and so that we are able to give reasonable world-class treatment at a very affordable cost. So always we are focusing on cost. Whatever we spend within the hospital, say, you would have, we never claim that we have world-class equipments. Nothing. We don't have any world-class equipments. We have normal equipments which is required to treat. We have got world-class doctors, people who are educated abroad or trained in best institution, but we never claim that we have got world-class equipments because they are very costly, which we can't afford actually, or we can't provide cost-effective care. So the frugality in personal life also, even Chennai, I travel only by Ola. I came by Ola. I'm just going back by Ola. And it's a family culture which we bring in to the organization. Basically, we try to ensure that all the employees feel that they're part of a big family, and especially doctors who are great professionals. Very difficult to manage doctors because they are well educated, they're quite egoistic, but very skillful. And if you need to retain them, our attrition rate of doctors is very, very low because they feel part of a family. That helps us. And futuristic doesn't mean that we do robotic surgery, artificial intelligence, nothing, not like that. Of course, we talk about robotic surgery, we talk about artificial intelligence in healthcare. Futuristic is nothing but actually we always think a few years ahead of than what our colleagues or fellow peers think about, say, we invest a lot of money on technology. Now, technology means not on CT scan, MRI, or primarily on softwares and other things. And we invest on people for who are going to manage our hospital in the future. That's very important, because unless we think those things, actually, if you, see, for example, first 10 years, our main problem was we don't get even single bed in that hospital. For 10 years, we are 110% occupancy. But those days also we were focusing on quality care, patient satisfaction, because we know that one day a big competitor will come into Trichy and they will into our practice. If you lethargically feel that, okay, anyhow I'm having 110% occupancy, why should I improve my services? Then probably we would have left behind. Now, say we are able to survive the competition because we are always focused. We always thought, even if you are full today, tomorrow could be a big competition. There can be disruption. We all see that how disruption has wiped away many companies. Like, say, Ola came, all the taxi companies have gone. Amazon came, all the other retailers have gone. So like that kind of a disruption will come in healthcare industry. We are looking into what possible things we can do to survive, actually. And survival problems, few things are same between hospitals. Say why, this is one of our popular topics, survival strategies for small and medium hospital. If you put the topic, every seminar, they'll have 200 people actually. Some people will be standing because they don't get chance, because everyone is worried about survival actually. That's very, very important. When people are worried, small shops are worried about Amazon and Flipkart, or small taxi owners are worried, or Ola, or small hospitals are worried about all the insurance and big hospitals coming and take over. So why we talk about it is because I was a small hospital. We were a small hospital. We understand the problems of small hospitals, and then we grew big. Now we understand the problem of small hospital. We understand the problem of big hospital also, actually. Because big companies, big enterprises, they have their own problems, actually. Smaller hospitals or smaller enterprises have got their own problems. Everyone has got a strength, weakness, and opportunities and threats. Similarly, for big and small, we have. So few things which I was able to see is reduced, admissions, actually. All of you during the academic session, you see the number of admissions less in my engineering college. We also feel number of admission in the hospital is less, actually, because many hospitals have come, and suddenly, government is very active, especially if you take Tamil Nadu, one of the best healthcare system you can see in government, actually. We are really proud to be in Tamil Nadu, because we have got a best public health system. Our government hospitals are excellent, actually. We are #1 in health, public health in India, consistently for the past 5-6 years, actually. We should be really proud. So many places, the government hospital is our competitor. You will not believe how the public health department actively campaigns that, why do you want to go to private hospital? Come to government hospital. We are treating you free of cost. So they are campaigning. We have to fight with government hospitals. So the competition is there. Because of competition, naturally, admissions are falling. Earlier, we were the only big hospital in Trichy. Today, we have 5 such hospitals in Trichy. And earlier, only few hospitals were there. We came 5 years back in Chennai. After us, around 5-6 hospitals have come to Chennai. So the number of admissions are falling, and the fees restrictions are there. Probably you also have fees restriction. We also have fees restriction. Government has put a lot of restrictions on fees, actually, and maximum price, actually. There is a lot of price reduction in stents, cardiac stents, or drugs which we use. And competition from the neighboring hospital for us, or neighboring colleges for you, is definitely there. Competition is there. Without competition, the business will not thrive. I think competition brings in the best out of us, actually. And of course, government regulation. I don't know how far it is very high. Government regulation is high. But if you see that for us, government regulation is also becoming a big problem, because if you have to build a hospital with all the safety standards prescribed by CMDA in the heart of the city, I have to charge at least 5 times more than what I'm charging now. I can't make any affordable. Even Apollo has to charge at least 3 or 4 times more than what currently are charging. So government, one side, they are trying to implement all the norms and regulations. The other side, they want to reduce the cost, and same time increase the minimum wages and all those things. So this is a problem for us, consistent problem. And if you see that, that's why at least colleges can go out of city and build a big campus, but hospital cannot go outside city. We have to build within the city. So these kind of regulations are killing us, actually. In spite of all these things, I feel that I'm not able to offer any solutions. I'm not the right person to do. But what kind of a confidence which I can give is, say, my exhibitions or my seminars or all those things have motivated many hospitals to upgrade their hospitals, update their knowledge on latest management skills, and they are able to tackle competitions or some big hospitals coming into their this thing. Similarly, if you just open up your eyes that competition is not dangerous, actually it is gives an opportunity to grow, and the industry is down now. And I know that because of course my son is also studying engineering. Okay, what is my experience of engineering colleges is the first engineering college I went was Kongu Nadu Engineering College near Normakkal actually. I went there for a Lean Six Sigma program. I was a chief guest there because I'm very passionate about all the lean practices. I went there as a chief guest, and one of the best colleges I've ever seen actually. I don't know, I haven't seen many colleges, but very clean, neat, systematically organized and all. Man, very, very professional college. I don't know if there is anyone from Kongu Nadu here actually, but anyhow. So one of the very professional institution which I have seen, and I heard that, not from them, from my friends, that it was run by some other professionals and taken over by a new team. And after the new team has taken over in the last few years, they have done well. That's what I heard. So they could turn around the college within a few years by pure professional management. And that was great actually. Then another thing is VIT. My son was studying in VIT for a few months actually. And I found VIT was very, very professional, but I may not be accepting the kind of culture or they are imparting, but I found that it's very professional. The admission process was smooth, neat, hassle-free, the accommodation, the professors are all excellent. I mean, great. I mean, I like the engineering college. And my son now is studying in Delhi Technical University. He's doing environmental engineering. He's in third year. After VIT, after this Kongu Nadu, I went to DTU for admission process. It was so painful. It was so painful. It's a government college, reputed institution. I understand all those things, but it was so painful. I had to stand in a queue for 2.5 days to get a hostel room for my son actually. And I have to fight and get a hostel room. And this is the pathetic situation. And of course, I'm definitely sure that the education is not up to the mark. I mean, all these guys learn by peer pressure and other things, but otherwise, the education imparted by those institutions are not up to the mark. Lot more to be done. My son is now currently in US. He's just on an internship, and he's seeing a lot of best things happening in US universities actually, which is not there here actually. I mean, I think there is real great opportunity for us to improve the education system. We need not copy from Western universities, at least we can adopt the best practices. So this is my brief interaction with engineering colleges. And these are few books which I read and which always motivated, may not be appropriate for you, but still I would like to say that this is a book called Built to Last, and another book called Good to Great, another book called Mahumite. These three books are written by same author actually. And it is, these books, when I read it around 12, 13 years back. So Built to Last is about companies which has lasted more than 100 years actually. Primarily most of the companies are there in US. How these companies survived more than 100 years actually. Imagine, you know, who is the founder of GE actually? Jack Welch is the CEO, popular CEO actually. The founder of GE is Thomas Alva Edison. So he founded the company 100 years back. When he was started the company, would you have ever thought that GE will be there doing medical equipment or aircraft engine? Nothing actually. But GE was founded by Thomas Alva Edison, but he created such a great environment. The company survived for more than 120 years. Of course, the company is not doing well currently, actually. Jack Welch was a popular CEO for close to 15 years. He did great, actually. So similarly, a lot of companies, 3M or Johnson & Johnson, or a lot of other companies are there which has done extremely well, survived more than 100 years. This particular book tells about how these companies are built to last forever in spite of competition or disruptive things. And this book by the same authors also say that how the mighty fall. You think that I've grown big, I'm great, I'm invincible, nothing can be done. I've got a big market share, I've got popularity. Sorry, you'll be taken for a ride. Anyone will be taken for a ride in this industry. Imagine, those days it took 30 years to create a billion-dollar company, and a few years back it took only 3 years for WhatsApp to become a multi-billion-dollar company. 3 years back they got for $18 billion. But today it takes only 1 year to create a billion-dollar worth company. That means that the industry is going very fast, it's changing, lot of big guys will come and it will disturb the industry. So just because we are doing well today doesn't mean that we are going to be doing well forever. So this is another interesting book, and this is also very interesting. What got us here will not take you there. I want to be like this. Okay, I mean, you think that today I'm 1,200 better hospital, 2,500 a hospital, doesn't mean that the same kind of practices which I've been doing last 20 years will take me to the next level. Definitely not. I need a different strategy because times are changing. 20 years back when you started a hospital, the times are changing. Today it is changing actually. People those days never talk about software or something. Today people are talking about artificial intelligence. How artificial intelligence will eliminate certain doctors from the whole industry. A lot of people are talking about it. So unless we adapt to some latest trends in the industry and learn from our past mistakes or from colleagues' mistakes, we will not be able to grow beyond a level. So with that, I close my talk, and this is what my learnings are, and doesn't mean that it will suit actually. In fact, Mr. Ravi Kumar was telling that the surveillance strategy for hospitals is quite a popular thing. A lot of hospitals got benefited. So their team has been working with many engineering colleges. They said, why don't we try this in engineering college? I said, do you think that engineering college also face similar problem? They said, yes, with their experience they face sort of similar problems. So I'm sure this is just an introduction. Of course, industry stalwarts are going to talk to you, and I hope this will be a good learning lesson for all of you, and value for money once again. Thank you all.